On to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Welcome to another EFC 24/7 news report. We're going to bring you up to speed with all the latest Everton news and transfer rumours. We're going to start with the big one, which has been linked today by El Chiringuito, which is a La Liga show in Spain. And that is, of course, the Real Madrid on loan Tottenham midfielder Gareth Bale, who's, of course, a massive name, has been linked with a move to Everton after it looks as though Tottenham won't be making his deal permanent in the summer. It does beg the question, do we want someone who Tottenham don't want, considering they're not that far ahead of us in the table? And to be honest, they've had a really poor season as of late, to be honest. So I don't know whether Gareth Bale is the answer to what we're after, because the article that was cited by Sport Witness by El Chiringuito does mention that Bale is on very high wages and is not really looking to deviate too much from those wages. So if we're trying to sort of keep a steady ship, I don't think Gareth Bale's a good move. But in terms of the quality he brings, I mean, there's no doubt that he brings a lot of quality and certainly be an improvement on what we've already got. It's safe to say that. And on the other side of things, he's not got the best injury record either, and that's been a massive problem for us throughout this season, not more so than a player we signed from Madrid already in James Rodriguez, who's by far our best player, but has a wretched injury record. I don't think that's exactly what we need at Everton. I mean, it'd be great to see it happen, but I think there's so many more important attributes that we need to bring to this squad, and injury proneness definitely isn't one of them. But still, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him in an Everton shirt and seeing him show his flashes of brilliance. I mean, by God, we need some quality in this squad, don't we? Moving on, we've got Wojciech Szczesny linked with Everton today, courtesy of Tutto Juve, of course, Juventus fan page. And according to this, Everton could make a proposal to Szczesny and would be looking at around 10 million. They would not offer any more, according to this article. I don't know whether that's worth it necessarily if we can get Olsen for less than that. I mean, if we have Olsen and Pickford next season, I won't be too disappointed with that. Nonetheless, we put this one to you guys on Twitter, and the poll came out with a result of 64% of you guys actually saying you would have Wojciech Szczesny at Everton next season. So there is a general sense of approval of that one. If it was 10 million, I'll be honest, I'd probably take it in place of Olsen. And having Pickford and Szczesny, I think they're two keepers who are pretty decent, and it's good competition for places, that's for sure. And we want that all the way through the team, really. But I think there's certainly more high priority positions to sort out. But if Olsen doesn't come back next season, then maybe this is a goer. We'll have to just wait and see. But definitely concentrate on other positions in the team. And with that in mind, I'm interested to see that we've been linked with a few centre-backs, courtesy of Fabrizio Romano today, which is these players are Ronald Araujo, who plays for Barcelona, but apparently Ronald Koeman won't sell him. And also we've been linked with Meri Demirel, who plays for Juventus. And Fabrizio Romano's actually debunked that and said that he's not a target, but he has made a point that we are planning to sign a centre-half this summer, which is just a surprise, really, considering it's one of our strong positions. Certainly, there's a much more pressing matters to be addressed in centre-back in our team, and by God, we've got a lot of pressing matters as well. One of those is right back, and I'm very disappointed to hear from Fabrizio Romano that we may well be pulling out of the race for Max Aarons. Apparently, other clubs have joined the race, and maybe we've been put off by that. It looks as though we're now looking for alternatives, and that's a really sickening one, to be honest, because it shows that we're very weak-willed in the market, if that is the case. But again, Fabrizio Romano is unfortunately one of the more reliable ones as well, so for him to be saying that, it's not what we want to hear, and it's just a sign that we haven't got enough pulling power, and let's be honest, why would players want to join this absolute shower of shite? Let's be honest, it's why would decent players want to play alongside some of the shower? That's maybe we just got to get real and just see what happens. But that is really disappointing. If we've been intimidated by other clubs joining the race for Max Aarons and have pulled out, I think that's really not a good sign for the transfer window. We need to be a lot more ambitious this summer. We need to certainly at least match what we did last summer. That ain't a good start. But we'll see what happens. Things might take a turn for the better on that front. We'll have to just keep an eye open for that plenty of time for things to change. A few more rumours. Wang Hee-chan's been linked again, and he's also been linked to West Ham and Crystal Palace today. He's expected to leave Leipzig for around 10 million, It looks as though Hwang Hee-chan's going to be in quite some demand this season, this summer, because he's worked with Jesse March, who's the new Leipzig manager, the incoming Leipzig manager. When he played for Salzburg, he followed him to Leipzig, and it's it it doesn't look like he's going to stick around for long. It hasn't really worked out for him in Germany, so it'd be interesting to see if he makes it in the Premier League. But it'd be interesting to see whether Everton go for him. I wouldn't mind having an alternative striker, and you never know, he might be the answer. But he's a 25-year-old international for South Korea. He's got a lot of international experience. It remains to be seen whether he can really cut it in the big league, with the Bundesliga being the first big league that he's played in, and he's not exactly pulled any trees up. So it'd be interesting. It looks as though it's going to be around the 10 million mark if anyone's going to bring him in. So obviously not a massive risk in the grand scheme of things, but we'd have to see how he got on in the league, and obviously time to adapt as well. So there's plenty of pros and cons on that front. I'd like to see us maybe go for a different kind of striker. One of which I would like to see us go for is the next one who's on the list, and that's Ivan Toney. He's playing for Brentford, of course, doing absolute bits in the Championship. And this article comes from the 72, which is a website which focuses on the lower leagues. And Everton, along with Spurs and Leicester, have been linked to Ivan Toney in the last few weeks. A lot of big clubs, actually, Arsenal, Leeds as well, West Ham. Plenty of names who are after a new striker, and Ivan Toney scored 30 times in the Championship this season. That's not to be sniffed at. It's really impressive record, and a nice quick striker. It might be exactly what we need. Some competition for Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. It'd be nice to see us bring a player like this in, but it depends if he's looking for a starting role. I'm not sure that we can offer that. It'd be interesting to see what happens on that front. I'd love to see him sign, though. I think that'd be a really good sign. It's the type of player we should be signing: younger, hungry players, making the step up to Everton and treating it as a privilege to play for Everton. So it'd be nice to see a signing of that ilk. That's the same reason I was very pleased to see us go after Ben Godfrey last summer, and I'd like to see the same happen with Max Adams. But again, like I say, it'd be disappointing if we miss out on him as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Finally today, Paul Clement has revealed that he got invited to dine with Duncan Ferguson by Carlo Ancelotti when he joined Everton last season. Of course, Paul Clement's been an assistant to Ancelotti on a number of occasions at many a big club, and then of course has become a manager since. Managed the likes of Swansea and Reading. But he gets on very well with Ancelotti, and obviously owes a lot to Ancelotti in terms of where he's got to in his career. So yeah, he was basically revealing all about the time he had dinner with them. So he was saying basically that they went to Finch Farm and watched training, and the hailstones were coming down. He said he knows Ancelotti is interested in staying at Everton long term and wants to build a successful team. But that's understandable. We know what Carlo's about, and we know he's very much here for the long haul, and he really has invested in the project. And in my eyes, I think you can't do much better than Carlo Ancelotti. I think he's the man for the job. It's just a case of getting better players in to improve the squad. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens this summer. But definitely keep your eyes on these shows as we get closer towards the end of the season. And of course, when the transfer window opens, we're going to have loads more of these shows coming your way. So make sure you keep tuned in, subscribe, and ring the bell for more content. Give this video a like and let us know your opinions as well on the transfer news. Drop us a comment below. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching on the Toffee Blues.